Even a small amount of knowledge of the ecology of the jungle can make exploring this rainforest here a less painful experience.
Many visitors in the tropical lowland rainforest are worried and scared about animals like venomous snakes and poisonous spiders, but in fact most of the wildlife here is pretty benign, not so bad. The thing you really have to watch out for in the jungle here are the plants.
There's a reason for this. Because plants are rooted in the one spot, they're constantly under attack from herbivores. In fact, it's hard to find a leaf in this rainforest that hasn't been munched on. One of the most common defences in the rainforest is to develop poisonous compounds in your leaves. And this has led to a range of useful products for us humans, from coffee to cocaine.
One of the prettiest plants of the understory of the rainforest is a cycad. It's called Bowenia fern, and it's got wonderful, smooth, almost plastic-looking foliage, which means it's very popular in offices all around the world. That's ironic though, because it's actually one of the most poisonous plants in the rainforest.
But even with the deadly compound macrozamin in its leaves, these cycads still manage to get attacked by insects. So another type of deterrent is very common in the rainforest here: physical defences.
And this plant is one of the solanums. Ow, prick! On the leaf, I mean.
And so the jungle here is literally a wall of spines, spikes and prickles.
This one is a bramble. The strawberries and the raspberries and the like. Some are native, some are weeds. Little spines on the main stalks. Another nasty plant, it's called Smilax vine. She's got spines all up and down the main stems. You can see there's little lumps and then really nasty spines all the way along the main stem.
But the spiniest of all spiny plants would have to be the ubiquitous wait a while. They have spines on their stems, on their tendrils and on their leaves. It's the tendrils that are worse and most painful. These sharp spined lines reach out and hook onto the surrounding vegetation to climb into the canopy. This means these tendrils easily snare humans walking along the forest trails.
So if you get caught in wait a while, the best thing to do is not keep going, because that'll catch you and you'll have to wait a while. The trick is, because they're backward pointing barbs, is to grab the tendril and then pull it out backwards, and it should come out quite easily.
But these annoying tendrils are very thin and very difficult to see against the rainforest background.
And you can end up getting tangled up quite easily. This one is pretty hard to see in the middle of the track. So again, you want to try and grab the tendril as gently as you can, out, and then pull backwards. And it should come free. You should be able to extract yourself. One more thing to do is quite nice, is to pop it around another tree, and it'll cling on to something quite easily, and keep it out of the way for the next person.
But there's one plant here that combines both physical defence with poison.
So this is the nastiest thing in the rainforest. It's the stinging bush, Dendrocnide, and this guy is covered in hairs, which are made of silica, like glass, and then inside those silica hairs, which are all over the stem and the leaves, there's poison. So the glass gets into your skin, which is bad enough, and then it releases the poison as well. If you try and scratch, it makes it even worse. If there's a temperature change, or you put your hand inside a fridge, or you have a shower, your skin contracts and expands and produces even more pain. So the pain can last for days, weeks, even months. And this plant here is one of the antidotes, or one of the traditional antidotes anyway. This one is related to the elephant ears of Southeast Asia. We often call it a wild or a native Cunjevoi. And they often conveniently grow around the same area as a stinging bush, on clearings, on the side of the road, in little gaps in the forest. And the idea is that you take a bit off and the sap in it, which is quite clear, you can actually put onto the sting. However, today there's much more efficient, quicker and more modern antidotes. So these days the best thing to get rid of those stinging hairs is to get a adhesive on the skin and then try and pull it off. And Band-Aids are not too bad. You might have some sticky tape and that'll work not as well, but at least it's better than nothing anyway. Or if worse comes to worse and you're in extreme pain, the best solution by far is waxing strips, like girls use on their legs. And you've got to get these on your skin, warm them up and rip the hair out, and that'll take all the stinging hairs out with it as well. And it's an extreme solution, but a very quick one.
And you'll end up with silky smooth legs and skin. The stinging tree even has those hairs on its fruit, but they are edible if you can manage to get the hair off. But what other fruits here in the rainforest are edible, and what other fruits are not?